I'm not hot. I'm not like a super attractive person. It's okay. I know what I'm not saying I'm like actively ugly, but I can tell. I can tell by like the compliments I've gone through all my life that I'm not like one of the super attractive people. Like, one of my ex-girlfriends introduced me to her grandma, and her grandma goes, "Oh my God, he's got such shoulders. Look at that. It's amazing." It's not hot if people are talking about like your kneecaps. And no one's like, "Have you seen Brad Pitt's knuckles?" It's so hot. I'm mixed race. I'm black, white, and Asian. So I should be hotter, but you know. We work with what we got. Yeah, I'm black, white, and Asian, and it's weird being mixed because like for a long time I didn't know exactly where I sat on the racial spectrum. Like I was raised by my white mom, and even my black dad was adopted by white Canadians. So his lessons were less about the black experience and more about how like Nickelback is the dopest band ever. It's like, if there's one thing I can teach you about being a black man, it's trust the cops. Yeah. So not a lot there. So yeah, I never had. Needless to say, I never had like a lot of connection to like my black roots. Like I remember, I always used to be like awkward hanging around other black people. I remember in high school, one time I was hanging around with like just a bunch of my black friend, and I made a joke, and he was like, "God damn, like you my nigga," and I was like, "What? That's great." I didn't know like some white guy was just like, "Yeah, I'm your nigga. I'm what you said. Yeah, that's great. It's a fine how you do, isn't it?" Look at that. But I think I finally figured out like where I am in the racial spectrum. You know, like I'm white enough to like things like mayonnaise and Peter Gabriel, but I'm black enough to where like whenever I see an Instagram video of a white person open mouth kissing their dog, I'm like, we gotta stop these fucking white people. Stop these white people at all costs. Yeah, my dad is Canadian. He's lived in Canada for most of my life, which is cool. But like, you know, I always used to talk him up to my friends, but none of them had ever met him. So I sounded like a kid who has a girlfriend, but he's just trying to convince you she just lives in a different city. I'm like, no, he's real. He's in a band. He's got a hot tub. He's black. They're like, sure. Yeah. Black dad in a band. Yeah, fucking chance. I'm like, no, I swear. We're gonna go all the way this summer. I grew up in California. I'm from California originally, and I grew up in like a really white surfer town. Like all my friends were white growing up. Like my friends were so white that I was the black kid in the group, which like should not be. Like I'm taking a pottery class with my Asian girlfriend. Do you see how white? I'm not that dude. And so I would always get like a little tokenized, you know. They'd be like, "So Aubrey, so like, can I say it? Can I say the N-word?" I'm like, "Bitch, can I? Like, I don't. It's like asking a mall cop if you can like commit murder. It's like that's not really my fucking expertise, dude. I give you like a roll of quarters to call an actual black person. That's about anything else they can do for you." I did like, you know, I had a good childhood growing up, but it sucks like growing older because some of the stuff you liked as a kid doesn't really transfer anymore. Like, Where's Waldo was one of my favorite books growing up as a kid, and I don't think you could make that now, you know? Like hanging around all those like super spreader events, he would have been the first one to die of COVID. He always seemed like he would be like an anti-vaxxer, like Trumper too. He hung around like a suspicious amount of white people. I feel like his new book would be like, Where's Waldo on January 6th? Can you spot Waldo storming the Capitol? There he is, right next to the QAnon shaman. My great grandma just died. Like, oh shit now. No, it's fine. She was 96. She's happy to be out of here, to be honest. You know, it happened the way these things usually do. You know, she was moving some weight for a Colombian cartel, and the deal went south. You know, it's just how the shit happens. She died how she lived, though, moving weight, son. Grandma's a badass. Yeah. I learned, my great grandma did pass recently, and like I learned a lesson when she passed, and that is that when your great grandma passes, nobody gives a shit. It's a flying fuck at all. I've gotten more sympathy like losing credit cards than my great grandma passing. People are like, don't you have any more? Do you have any backups? What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough. I tried to get some like sympathy time off. I talked to my boss. I was like, could I just get like a couple days to get my head straight? You know, I'm kind of bummed my great grandma died. He's like, oh, you can go fuck yourself. There's no way. Even her daughter called me to tell me she passed. She's like, yeah, your grandma's dead. I was like, what? How? When? She's like, I don't know, it was like months ago, motherfucker. Get off my god. You're like a toilet flush. I'm like, are you taking a shit right now? What the fuck is going on? She's like, I gotta go, man. Yeah, no one fucking cares. I don't know, man. I don't want to get older. Like I feel like you have to deal with so much shit, you know? Like Alzheimer's and dementia shit. Like, I don't want to have to fucking deal with that. 'Cause I feel like what always happens is like, old people, they'll get Alzheimer's or dementia, and they'll forget like their family, their friends, their loved ones. But they always seem to remember the racism. Which I think is kind of funny. It's like, yeah, Grandpa can't remember Grandma anymore, but he remembers he doesn't trust Puerto Ricans. That's a little weird. The racism they remember always seems to be so like pointed and specific. It's like you can't remember anything, but they'll be like, is that a goddamn Polynesian? I knew a Maori dialect when I heard it. Go back to your fucking game. At least they maintain a little bit of who they are, which I think is kind of poetic, you know. I don't know, man. I'm trying to die young, you know. I'm trying to leave a sexy ass corpse. Like, hear me out. Like, I don't want my body to be defiled, but I don't want to like not to be, you know. Like if the mortician is like fucking or like making love to dead bodies, I want to be in the game, you know. I don't want him to look at me and like throw me on a pile of unfuckable bodies and all. No, I'm trying to get laid, son. It's the ultimate form of flattery in my mind. I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm like, some people are on board for that one, but I just keep doing it because I love it. I don't know. I'm 30 years old. I'm getting older, but I don't feel like an adult. You know, like I still don't buy my own underwear. I just wait for my like the next holiday to roll around for my mom to buy it for me. But she doesn't want to. She's like, man, she keeps making up excuses. You know, she's like, oh, I can't afford it. I'm on a fixed income ever since the accident. It's like, whatever, dude. I don't need your fucking excuses. Like, get out of the wheelchair and get to work. Like, I need underwear. But she always buys the kind without like the dick holes in them for when you're peeing to go. So I'm like peeing like Butters from South Park, and then like it snaps into my dick, and then I'm like spraying it. My mom's a bitch, is what I'm trying to say. It's not coming across. Yeah, she sucks. I'm trying to like eat better and like be healthier, you know. But I fucking hate it so much. It's the worst thing ever. I look at diet and exercise the same way that like recovering addicts talk about getting sober. Because people talk to you the same way, you know, they're like, doesn't it feel better to be like happy and clean and energized? It's like, no. Have you tried crack? It's fucking awesome. Like, it's fucking amazing. My version of crack is just like waking up covered in rotisserie chicken. So it's like different, but it's basically the same. I'm getting older. I'm like doing adult stuff. I live with my girlfriend now, which is pretty dope. We lived together for years, so it's fine. But like, the one issue I have with it is like she works from home. She's like a grammar teacher for a trade school, and it's fine. But like, I don't like being home when she's teaching because she makes example sentences for her students, and she puts me in them. And I feel like they're a little passive aggressive at this point, you know? She'll be like, all right, can we find the subject in this sentence? Aubrey has an undescended testicle. Now where here is the noun phrase? She's like, Aubrey's girlfriend is gonna leave him. Now where is the noun phrase here that we can... She's probably talking about a different Aubrey though. So it's all good. Well, have we all had fun tonight?
Yeah!
That's our show. Thank you all for being here. Give it up for all the actions tonight.